Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again. Hey, listen up. We have got a recent development. Yeah, about an hour or so ago, Abba from Abba and Preach's ex-girlfriend, who already made a video talking about how she got pregnant for him and they had a lot of problems, and basically made him out to be a terrible guy, a horrible guy, and not what people actually think he is, has made out a part 2 video. Yeah, she's made a part 2 and she's claiming that Abba and Preach are liars, right? Claiming that what they said in their live stream response was BS, it was not accurate, and she's come to defend herself. So let's jump into this reaction. No long thing, yeah. I don't want to waste you guys' time. Let's jump into this. Make sure you all like the video. Don't forget to do that. Me personally, my take so far on what's happened from watching her video, her first video, and watching Abba's and Preach's response is that I don't really take what she's saying as 100% accurate. I'm always in the camp of I want to hear all the facts before I'm making the decision. I don't want to be biased. But one thing I do know is that I don't just believe all women. Right, and that's what is a common mindset in this society, is just whenever a woman says something about a guy, like everybody has to just believe it, but I don't. Right, so in that sense, I'm more open to hearing both sides of the story, but as it goes from now, at this point, I'm more leaning to what Abba is saying. What he's saying sounds like it makes more sense, right? But anyway, so let's jump into this. Let's see what she had to say. And let's see if Abba and Preach are liars.
Guys, so I'm going to try to do this in one run. I'm not really familiar with speaking into the camera, and I do want to make this a lot faster than my first video. I do want to mention one thing. I understand that I'm questionable. I understand that you guys don't know anything about me. You guys saw a 20-minute video about me, and then you guys saw a 2-hour stream that Abba and the topic was about me. So I understand the onslaught, I understand the skepticism, and I understand the comments that I'm reading, and I get the perspective. Abba's stream last night, and I do feel like there were some consistencies in the beginning. We were in love, I got pregnant, we decided to keep it, we went back and forth. And then he goes into this audio, which...
Conversation that me and her had.
First, I feel like I was in a triangle of like, okay, if I don't have the baby, then things can continue.
So that audio... I feel like was misused, and I think in the
why are you reacting to him in double speed? I don't understand that. But anyway,
video or in the comments there were a lot of like, oh, she's like manipulating. This conversation was the first conversation Abba and I had after the whole month of us not talking. So I had the abortion a week before, and then he hit me up on Instagram, and then as things calmed down, he actually asked for a phone call. And then he recorded this. I was very emotional over this conversation. There was no manipulation going on. It was truly from the heart. I was saying sorry about the abortion in general, because I did feel sorry in my heart about the abortion. I was saying sorry to him because I know that everything kind of imploded really quick. So talking to him, seeing him again, like on FaceTime at the time, it was a very emotional moment. I think the way he used it was... I don't know, I think it was a little misused, but this was a very intimate conversation, and everything I'm saying in here was true from my heart, telling him that I was confused and that I just didn't expect it to end this way.
Going on with Abba, but if I have the baby, pregnancy happened, I don't think any of this would happen, but sorry.
The baby what I wanted while letting you know that I would have your back to the best of my ability.
And then it kind of made sense now while he was responding in the way that he was responding, and I think someone said, like, of course the other person, if they know that they're recording, is going to be on their best behavior. He said that I can play the phone call from the pregnancy, and I might not be saying much either, but it makes sense now why he's talking like this.
I'm saying what I felt differently. I'm saying what I is to have to deal with somebody change their mind. Now I can't stress this to you guys enough how fucking debilitating and mentally it's a bit loserish to have a way. I was playing it like I'm wilding. The way she was talking during the video was crazy. And at first I wasn't understanding that, but I did my research on what hormones and pregnancy do to a woman, and your boy learns some things. So my own red lines weren't very difficult. Okay. The two things I asked first, like I don't want any kind of baby mom business. What does that mean? Yeah. But to be involved with somebody you can't walk away from, and they push your.
Why do you keep skipping forward? You see, this is why I can't really trust this woman and what she's saying. Like, you're reacting to his video, but you keep skipping forward and you're playing it in double time. So like, what are you reacting to? Like, what is going on?
Fucking buttons, and then you say something, and they act like they never did nothing. I remember I even sent her a message one time.
Okay, I do want to say something about this, and I do feel like the things he's saying can definitely be true, but the things I'm going to show you that he said, I don't think people can really push people to say those things.
And
This is about the pregnancy.
for me, this is like a point where I'm starting to think, like, maybe I don't want to be law when I'm thinking about ending things. Okay? Why does she think it's acceptable? She didn't just also tell me that she also,
So I'll get to the pregnancy right now.
first of all, like, when do you want to keep?
I'll get.
Hey, you guys, her audio is just going up and down. Sometimes her audio is low, and then sometimes it will just shoot up high. Like, it's not me, it's her audio, it's her video.
To the pregnancy and why I decided to go back and forth and why I decided to break up in a second, but now he
This day one, two, says, what do you mean cut me out? Like, so I text her very calmly, I'm like, call me. She, for me, this is like a point where I'm starting to think, like, maybe I don't want to be law with her in any shape or form. Because not only did she constantly remind me, but she can tell me I'm not part of things whenever she wants, she thinks it's acceptable. She didn't just.
So, like, I guess I don't want it to be like tit for tat, but when I would say something like, oh, well, you don't have to come anymore because I was like being emotional, or like, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't come, he would take that as, like, oh, you're cutting me out, and then it would just explode from there. Me saying that like emotionally would just take him to another place and be like, oh no, now you're quitting, and then so now it's over, and then it would escalate. And that's actually exactly what he's talking about here. He's talking about a specific trip.
She also canceled all her plans, college plans, Christmas plans, New Year.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about here. He had been really distant with me, and then I was like, hey, maybe you don't have to come for Christmas or New Year's, because he was being very distant with me. And I was like, like, don't worry about it. And he's telling me I'm like cutting it off. And so now he gets really upset. The only thing I can explain when I'm explaining this is Abba's threshold for getting upset is low. And that's the only way I can explain it. So he's like saying like I'm playing victim. He's saying like I don't hold myself accountable. He's saying if I'm being emotional that I'm being a victim. It can probably be in the middle somewhere. But
No, I agree with him, and I think you're just babbling. This woman is literally babbling. We've been sitting here for what? Nearly 5 minutes into this video, and she hasn't said a goddamn thing. She's literally babbling about nothing. Right? You don't know whether you're coming or going. You don't know what you think. You don't know what you're saying. Right? And you have not said anything about him lying about anything so far. You are literally just babbling.
Abba does get angry really quick, which is one of the reasons why I went back and forth with the pregnancy and all of our fighting and the way he would talk to me in conflict, which we'll get to.
Yeah, and of course, you're not going to talk about how you talked to him. See, this is the thing dealing with these type of women. They will play victim. They will try and paint you out to be some horrible, verbally abusive guy and act like they're not saying anything verbally abusive to the guy, when I'm sure she was saying very spiteful, petty things as well. But anyway.
From there, she gets very upset with me, considering ending things between the two of us. And this is something that she would do throughout when I would think about ending things, okay? And I don't like showing this, because to me, this is something that should stay private. She told me that she was thinking of harming herself, okay? Now, this is not the first time, this is now the second or third time she's done this. All right. Okay. So, you guys can see the messages. I can't explain to people what it's like to be in a scenario where you think your partner's going to kill themselves and they're pregnant, which is like... but I'm literally frantically texting her, triple texting, quadruple texting, but I mean, if I stop someone, kill themselves, I'm not going to bother, okay? You can read the bread. You're seeing me saying, you're coming out of pregnancy, you're cutting me out of the abortion, you're coming out of a relationship, like, I'm going to my frustration, like, and she says, I'm going to kill the baby. Okay? I called the cops. I'm not even going to bother this. And
what Abba said, there are a few things that Abba said here. He says that I manipulate him when he's breaking up with me as self-harm. And that is so far from the truth. The text messages you are seeing are my text messages. The only time it ever got that close was when Abba would tell me, you killed the baby, or go ahead and kill the baby. And I do have to put some background on this. You know, the first reason why Abba blocked me on August 7th was because I told him I wasn't ready to date yet. I can pull it up if needed. I wasn't ready to date yet because a few months before, my sister had almost passed away. I had to take 3 to 4 months off work, and I had to rehabilitate her. She can't walk anymore. She has an addiction. Abba said that, and a part of her addiction really messed up her mobility. I told him after that I wasn't in the state of mind. I need to catch up. I missed 3 months off work. I saw my sister go through what she went through, and then there also had been a lot of suffering in the family at the time. Abba knew that, and we had talked middle of July, and he had been wanting to meet me. August 7th, he got upset and blocked me because I said, I'm not in the right state of mind to do anything right now. I'm still recovering. I have a kind of like a nihilistic view towards life. I didn't tell him that. I eventually told him that. But he is saying here that I said I wanted to harm myself or kill myself because of that, because he wants to break up with me. This is the same thread, the I'm going to kill the baby thread, okay? So
basically right now, she's saying that Abba lied. Abba said in his video that she was sending him text messages talking about she's gonna delete herself because he doesn't want to be with her no more, and she's saying nah, actually I didn't want to be with him. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She said the only time she talked about deleting herself is when Abba was saying, oh, you deleted our baby and all of that kind of talk. All right, so that's what she's saying he's lying about right now.
I blocked your email. That's when he blocked me again. I blocked the new number you're using. Stop contacting me. Speaking of blocking, I don't think Abba ever addressed the blocking. Why is he blocking me 3 weeks after we just met? Because I can't go on a date with him. Why is he constantly blocking me? He never addressed the Montreal flight. He actually really didn't address the video very much, like the things he said to me, but stop contacting me. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop contacting you. Sorry for everything, I get it. We had gotten into a big fight, and he blocked me. And our fights are not simple. I know that he says our fights are...
Hold on, if you didn't want to date him, and you know you wasn't in a place to date anyone, and you didn't want to date him, why do you keep texting him then? Why are you still keeping in contact if you know you don't want to date him? See, this is the thing. Like, you're talking about you didn't want to date him, but you were still keeping in contact with him. That doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you trying to keep him there for? He should have blocked you. He should have blocked you because basically you're just there for no reason. You want a friend zone, man. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't understand.
Regular relationship stuff. I can pull him up if that ever needs to happen. He then says, good, do what you got to do and kill the child. Bye. I'm hormonal. He knows that I had guilt in the first place about thinking that. And again, I'm not trying to be perfect here at all. Honestly, this whole thing kind of seems like it wasn't a good relationship. We could have definitely done better. So I understand how I look. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I know that people use mental health as an attention thing or as a manipulation thing. And that's another reason why I had mentioned my sister, because after taking care of my...
Oh my God, sort out your audio, fam.
Sister, truly, if I'm being completely honest and human here, and I know people are going to be like, oh, like she's bipolar, but I'm just being honest. After seeing all that suffering with my sister and within the family, I did have a negative view through, like, my view of life was nihilistic. I was like, like, why are we here? You feel a little bit like helpless and pessimistic, and that was my view, and Abba knew that. I can pull up the two times I had ever thought about doing it, and each time was Abba saying, go ahead and kill the child, or go kill the baby. So that's what he says. I'm already like saying, sorry, thanks for everything, and then we talk about more things, and then I'm going to kill the baby. Remember what he said, because he's like, go ahead and kill the baby, and then now that triggers something, and then now we're kind of arguing, and then now I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to kill the baby. But it was like, I was reiterating...
Hold on, what did she write on the screen? I'm mocking what he said earlier in the conversation, and he framed it differently and left it out of context. Bruh, this chick, bruh, like, it's hard to follow whatever this woman is saying, bro. Like, her timeline of what she's talking about jumps from the beginning of the relationship to after she's had an abortion to before she's had the abortion. She jumps in the timeline from here, there, and everywhere. Like, bro, so it's hard to follow what the hell she's talking about. There's no structure to what she's saying. And with that, it just leads me to believe that you're unstable with your thoughts, and you probably were unstable in your interactions at that period of time with Abba. Yeah, and it probably means that you're probably saying things that are not true as well, or you've got a poor recollection of what the truth is. That's just how I look at it. In my experience with women and being around women who are unstable, a lot of times their sense of what is actually accurate is very low, is very poor. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's all I can say so far.
What he's saying. I didn't say that out of nowhere. I'm saying it because that's what he said. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill a baby. You're right. Kind of thing. And he completely misses and deletes the part or crops out the part where he basically triggers me into this spiral of feeling horrible and upset. And I'm not playing victim. I'm saying, why did he leave that out? He's saying it. First, he said it because he's saying that I self-harm because he's breaking up with me. And then the next thing he's saying is like, I'm saying I'm killing the baby out of nowhere. That's not what happened. He completely just changed the narrative on this. And then I can show you another time. Again, embarrassing for me. Doesn't make me look completely unstable. Oh, this is about the counseling. Was this one right here. Thank you for using the abortion. The one thing I actually tear about every day. Maybe you'll remember that. You get to bring it up every fight. I don't know if I necessarily bring it up every fight. Oh, sometimes I say like, why are, like you had left me during the abortion. Thank you for yesterday. I deserved it. But if I mention it, it's a tool.
Hold on, she's just writ on the screen. Anytime I thought about ever taking it to a place of self-harm was because Abba would say things like this, knowing how I felt about it. It was not because he was breaking up with me. All right.
Thank you for this weekend. Fuck you. You killed our child. Thank you. Now I'm going to harm myself now. Again, embarrassing for me to say. He says that I've done it because he tried to leave me. That is a complete lie. Again, doesn't make me look good. I just have to be honest here. But he
and maybe I have to hold that L, but I can also say I have never been through this before. Never had someone push me to this point. My girl here.
Let me ask him to talk some more.
You see what I mean? My girl here, she pushed me to that point. All right.
Oh, he's talking about the stuff he's said to me, and Abba, if you have proof of me pushing you to these points, please show them. Abba would say stuff about my mom, like, obviously now I just look like a girl with trauma, okay? Like, all this stuff's not really supposed to be out there. I guess started it, but Abba would say things about my mom, and he would say, my mom used to physically abuse me until my nose bled, and he would say stuff like, I'm laughing because you're going to be a horrible mother, and I'll look back to what you said and like how you're going to be like your mom. Right here, you might be like your mom 100%. Turned out worse somehow. Oh, wanting your mom crazy. How folks just repeat themselves. I want to mention.
But why aren't you talking about the stuff that you're saying to him as well? Because there's little threads of things you've said as well, but you're not gonna talk about those things. You're just focused on what he's saying to you and using that as justification for you being crazy.
That Abba cannot pull up one message of me ever talking to him this way. If he does, I ask him to please post it. One horrible insult, other than me saying like, other than me saying like, I thought you were different. Here's a few other things he would say to me that he can't ever pull up me matching him in this way. He says, I was like, compared to using that my mental health against me, compared to telling someone you wouldn't care if I was standing on an edge of a bridge, which he has told me before. Compare that to...
Hold on, she's reading it too fast, bro. So she's saying, compare that to using my mental health against me. Compare that to telling someone you wouldn't care if I was standing on the edge of a bridge. Compare that to saying I'm going to be a worse mum than my mother was who abused me. Compare that to telling me to delete myself. Compare that to telling me you'd look at the child in the face and tell them their mother is horrible. Compare that to yelling and screaming while I'm hyperventilating on the phone. And he said, say everything you need, Mahal. Get your hurt off your chest. I love you, and you don't deserve much of what and you don't deserve much of what you've gotten. This is a very interesting thread.
say that I'm going to be worse than the mother who abused me. Compare that to telling me to kill myself. Sorry. Compare that to telling me to off myself. Compare that to telling me you'd look at the child in the face and tell them they're horrible. Compare that to yelling and screaming while I'm hyperventilating on the phone. And again, he's just going to say that I play victim all the time. How many times can someone really play victim? And okay, paint me as a victim, but also please look into this as if maybe have a different perspective, as if I'm not the victim and that he might be someone that might be difficult to work with and who gets upset easily and has this idea of how people should act, and if it's not that way, then they're playing the victim. Compare that to kicking me out of your house while you ignored me for 3 days in Spain, which he did. He kicked me out of his house while I was pregnant in Spain.
So now she's saying that he kicked her out of the house while she was pregnant with his child. This woman here is saying that Abba, while in Montreal, kicked this woman out of his house while she was pregnant. That's a big claim, bro. Because no matter how mad you are at the mother of your child, if she's pregnant with your child, you can't kick her out on the street. That's mad. Like, that is actually mad. I'm not going to lie. So we have to check if there's validity to that.
And we can get into that. And he's going to talk about his side. And I have my perspective. I don't know if it's worth going back and forth. Compare that to telling me off the baby multiple times. Compare that to telling me, oh, you're not very Christian of you, and mocking me. And that's something he would always do too. He would always just mock me being a Christian. And one of the other things he kept saying was like, oh, I try to...
Yeah, but you're talking about you're a Christian, but you was having unprotected sex outside of marriage. This is what I'm saying about a lot of these type of women. Like, they want to fall back on, oh, I'm a Christian when it suits them, bro. Like, at the end of the day, you're a sinner, just like everybody else. You were sinning when you was opening your legs and having sex and letting him bust nuts in you. Like, let's keep it real.
Come off as like this super Christian. I don't. I tell him I'm a Christian. Towards the end of the relationship, after the abortion, I was like, I have some shit to deal with, and I definitely need to look at myself in the face about the abortion. But he'll always say things like, you judge a Christian with a superiority complex. I don't have to worry going forward just to avoid fake humble Christians who have a superiority complex. My fault for saying that and listening to myself and humble Christian. Before he made the stream, he actually called me. And I told him that the catalyst of why I'm even creating this video in the first place was because of our last interaction. And there's a reason why I ended up mentioning this, and I'll try to find that. Oh, why am I doing this? He actually texted me, and this is when he saw the video that went out yesterday. All the drama you'll stir up is worth not having you tethered to me for a lifetime. Hi, Abba. It looks like I'm unblocked because you blocked me. After my last interaction, I couldn't believe you treat me so horrible once again. I'm not a doormat. I had to stand up for myself. I have every screenshot of you ever telling me I'm worse than my mother. You abused me, and other worse messages and long text threads, and how our interactions went, and how you treated me awful, and I always forgave. Do whatever you want. I know you'd always do it. I wasn't until our last interaction. I was never going to go out with any of this until our last interaction, which I will get into in a moment. But we'll go through this really quick.
So basically, you're saying because he said that you're going to be like your mum who abused you, that was why you had to come to the internet and make videos talking about your situation and pregnancy and abortion. I'm sorry, so far I don't see no justification for you to come and make these videos and make this YouTube channel, which has 371 subscribers now. I just don't really see why. But anyway.
Okay. So he's talking about the baby and what his terms were, and me going back and forth about the baby. I didn't realize how much I missed this in the last video. People were just like, oh, you just left, you just decided to go back and forth. I did not just decide to break up with Abba because of the baby. Abba, like I said, no one sees Abba this way because no one is Abba's girlfriend. Your partner triggers something different in your nervous system than your friends, than your family. Abba is not nice when he's upset. Not physically, but emotionally and mentally. It is, he said that he was fucked up by this. I was also fucked up by this. And that's like my truth. When you're pregnant, your body becomes primed to seek security and seek safety. And people will cling on to their partner, even if they're not the right match. Our differences were so profound that I knew that staying with him was not sustainable for the child. And you can see that in the insults that I showed you. You can, You can see that in, oh yeah, like he would always tell me to like off myself and everything like that. And I'm going to show you a clip of the video here of
wanted integrity. And even when we fight, I don't say half the stuff that you say. You regret everything that you say when we fight. You know that you regret everything. And knowing how you are, you're going to regret tonight and how you've been with me.
Okay, I'm going to show a completely different video on that also, but that can kind of show you, again, he's going to...
I don't feel bad at all. She, okay, and I'm going to move this up. Let her friends are messaging. Look what this, how great. Now, from her perspective, what she's doing.
So that, yeah, what I'm going to say is...
Cloud? You guys.
You're not actually proving anything. You're not actually... That little clip that you just showed didn't prove anything. I'm just being real. That literally proved nothing.
So there are 4 numbers here that I want to address. Abba, so the night I broke up with him, and now when he had blocked me, again, the reason why I had been going back and forth is because Abba's and I's conflict were so terrible, and we were fighting all the time. There were so many incompatibilities. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel safe. He would yell. He would scream. I was pregnant in Montreal. He kicked me out. He has his reasons for it. I was pregnant. I had no signal outside. I was locked out the apartment in Canada weather. That was the fight I was talking about. And that was, like, again, a pivotal moment. And when I got back, he was just... I would express how I'm feeling, and he would just sit there and look at me while I was, like, upset or crying. And I'm playing victim.
I ain't gonna lie. If that's true, that is a madness, bro. If your woman is acting crazy, whatever, but she's pregnant with your child, you can't kick her out into the cold, bro. To be outside in the cold. That's mad, bro. Like, that is actually crazy, bro. Like, so if that's true, that's really bad, Abba. That's really, really bad, bro. And that might need to be addressed. Do you get what I'm saying? If she's lying, you need to show that she's lying or whatever, because that's a mad claim that she's putting out there, in my opinion, anyway.
And then he would just be like, "Oh, you're crying? Well, like, you deserve to cry," kind of thing. Like, it was just mocking and ridicule.
First, I was having...
And with this...
because
okay.
she would not stop. The harassment was crazy, guys.
So this was one night. All the blocking before that I showed in the other example was his common behavior of blocking me. This night, whether it's justified or not, was the night I had blackmailed him, which I never did. Again, I felt like I had to leave the relationship. When you listen to the phone call, you'll get an idea of the anger that he has and, like, our incompatibilities. And so this was the night of the blackmail, which I never end up talking to Myron. I never end up sending it. My friend, 2 of these numbers are mine. I have, like, a Google Voice number, one other number, and then my cousin and my friend. And now these phone numbers are up here. But the phone numbers are on there, which not very good. But there were only 4 numbers. Could that have seemed a lot? Is that a lot for a pregnant girl to try to get a hold of her boyfriend who doesn't want anything to do with her? Abba expressed all of his story about, like, me cutting him off and everything. There was my story. And my story is, I was with Abba. I was experiencing a lot of fights, a lot of ways he was communicating with me, degrading me, ways of conflict. There were so
And what was you saying to him? This is the thing. This is why I just like, a lot of times when these women talk about men and men being so horrible, bruv, like I just don't believe it, because in my own life I've experienced it. I experience it even up to this day, bro. All right. When women describe arguments that they have with their boyfriends, and then they just make it sound all so one-sided. Oh, he was so horrible. He was so horrible. He was rude. He was disrespectful. He was insulting me, and I was just sitting there like an innocent victim. Bro, you're not an innocent victim. You was doing and saying things too. All right? So let's cut the crap. All right, when she keeps saying this, it just irritates me, because I know what it feels like when a woman is saying mad things to you, and you say things to her, then all of a sudden it's all about what you've said. It's crazy.
So many incompatibilities. I did not want to raise a child in that environment. And even if he did not want to, and that's why I was going back and forth with the abortion. Again, it was only 3 times. He made it sound like a lot. And the other thing that he...
What do you mean it's only 3 times? So you get pregnant, You tell the man that you're gonna have the kid. He's saying, cool, let's have the kid. And then you go back and forth 3 times to say you're gonna get rid of it. 3 times is a lot of times, actually. What do you mean?
Said was that I tried to contact him multiple times. This was the only time that night that I tried to contact him. But throughout here, he made it seem like...
I don't know if it was like through text. I don't...
I think.
Okay, so during this part, he says that I tried to contact his family, his friends, and his job. Abba, please show evidence of that. The only person I ever reached out to, I think he was talking about the Abba and Preach page, which I think like his assistant saw, so I think that's one of the people, and then Preach. I contacted Preach that last day, and I never contacted anyone again. I let it go, and I promise you, he does not have proof from, I think, June 13 until he reached out to me, which was February 4th. Abba, if you have any proof of me contacting other people other than Abba and Preach, let me know. Or please show them. I promise you, he won't have any of that.
My best. And,
Again, and this phone call is the same phone call from the beginning. So he's just splitting it up. And again, it's a conversation. I was actually happy to hear from Abba, even if he had abandoned the situation, and I was feeling emotional about everything. That month was really dark, and I'm sure it was really dark for Abba too. So that, like, I'm not even gonna address that. I'm not perfect in the way like how fluent I speak, and I was saying a lot, and realizing now that he's recording, he didn't say anything, and I was like, I felt a lot, and like I don't think I said I regretted my apology. I was like please say something because I'm hurt. Also, like, I would like if you said something too. He's painting the narrative that I'm suicidal and crazy. He's painting the narrative.
Bro, the way she's doing jump cuts in this video is really, really not very good, because it's like you're jumping from one point to another very, very quickly, right? And it's like you're skipping vital information. That's how it feels watching this.
That I do that when we break up. The only times I've done it is when he weaponized something he knew that was very sensitive to me, which was the abortion, and then he would say like I would kill the baby. I think there's one more example of that that I didn't find, but if he has other examples of me using it while we broke up, then he would be able to pull that up.
Could have ever imagined. So with the shock and everything, all I wanted was I ran over and
in this audio,
I'm sorry.
I am saying sorry to him because I was genuinely sorry. It was a very complicated situation.
Sorry that I phone call with you.
Destroy you. Like that's so like you guys hear me here. Off.
Okay, so Preach.
Directing.
So Preach here says when I reached out to him.
But there's just certain things that she did. She just doesn't recognize the gravity of it or what kind of betrayal it is.
Okay, maybe I am blind to those things. Abba is also blind to those things. Abba is not perfect in this either. There's a reason why I decided to break up with him while I was pregnant. So I know Abba had already painted me in this light, but just please understand that Abba might not be who he is portraying.
Go ahead.
Just the way that you contacted me, you were off. Off. Why contact me? I felt like she wanted to use me. That's what it felt like. It was weird. Like I don't know what you're trying to do here, but it's hella weird.
Yep.
The making the rounds to contact the others. It's not you contacted one person, bitch. You made the rounds to contact everybody.
That's what I don't
Some dumb people fell in the trap.
See, that's what I don't understand. They're saying I tried to contact everybody. Please show where I've tried to contact everybody. Now it's just like exaggeration and a little bit of a distortion. The only people I tried.
You contacted other content creators, other YouTubers, bro. Yeah, like maybe not while you were still pregnant, but after the whole situation, you've gone around and started contacting content creators. That's what they're talking about. Why did you go and do that?
To contact during this part was Preach and the Abba and Preach page. There was nobody else. Abba, please show proof of that. I'm like begging you to show proof of that.
Fit, fresh.
Oh, and then he was talking about Myron. I don't know how else to say. That was an emotional reaction from me while I was pregnant and while he was leaving, while he always stonewalls me and blocks me. I was never going to do it, and I never did do it. Even Abba, please show who else I had contacted in between the time of Preach and in between the time of February 4th.
You contacted everybody.
Everybody.
That is not, I didn't know what to do. I think one of the last things that you told me in that text that you sent me was, I think I know how I'm going to proceed. That's what you chose to do?
Okay. I wish Preach would show what I sent him. I wish Preach, he might still have messages. I deleted the messages because at that time I was like, I don't really want to see anything. I was so respectful. I think you saw it. I was like, hey, sorry to, in the first video, I was like, sorry to come at you like this. There's just things that I need to show or talk about. Abba can lash out. I really need help with this situation. Again, I'm pregnant. This is just my last attempt to talk to the father. I actually do have the audio that he's talking about. And in this audio, it says, like, I would never do anything to hurt Abba, nothing in my phone to hurt Abba, regarding the phone call, which he says I can play, and the text messages. That all changed after my last interaction with Abba. So during this time, I really meant it. But, you know, the last interaction with it that I had.
So what she's saying is that while she was still pregnant for Abba, she hadn't contacted Fresh and Fit. She hadn't contacted What's TV. She hadn't contacted anyone. The only people she had spoke to was the Abba and Preach Instagram page and directly Preach at that moment in time, right? The issue that everybody has with you, Libby, is that you went after you'd had the abortion. Now you decided to go and contact random YouTubers. Like this, bruh, that's not good code of conduct at all. But anyway, carry on.
With him completely changed. But this is what Preach is talking about. Hey, Preach, I had the last few hours to think about a few things, and I think I have a little bit more clarity about what I need to do moving forward. And again, my reach out to you was just my final attempt to reach out to anything to try to find some ground on what the right thing to do was regarding the baby. And so I just do want to leave Abba with this one thing. And it was, I told him I do care about his future and his peace, and I meant that. And there were a lot of things that happened. And I don't want to leave him thinking that there's, I have anything in my phone that I would use or put out there. I had a knee-jerk reaction to record a pretty brutal phone call a few days ago and kind of document some messages based off of.
Bro, you just said that. Tell Abba that you haven't got anything you're gonna use against him, like as in screenshots when you actually do have loads of screenshots, and audio when you have audio and video. See, this is why women are so crafty. She's telling Preach that she's not taking screenshots and doing all this stuff, but that's exactly what she's been doing, bro. That's so crazy. And I say to you guys all the time, when you're dealing with women, keep your correspondence with them, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? More time when you have arguments with women, you should record the argument, because they will say stuff and then in the next breath they're gonna say they didn't say it. They will tell you straight in, looking in your eyes, and tell you they didn't say it. It's crazy.
How I felt like I was being treated, but he doesn't have to worry about me having that. There's nothing in me that would ever want to disrupt his life, to be honest, despite me being hurt. And I don't mean this in a passive-aggressive way at all. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. So again, he doesn't even have to worry about anything existing regarding that stuff. And again, my last attempt to just figure out some clarity, and I think I have that. So thanks. That's the audio that Preach is talking about. What he's talking about. How come they didn't mention anything else? I wish he would pull up. Okay, so again, this is...
And I wish you lot would all like the video. Every single one of you watching on YouTube, like the video. Yeah? There is not enough likes on the video. Like, guys, you lot are really hurting the channel, bro. Seriously, like, you hurting the viewership and the growth of these videos, my channel in general, bro. Like, the people that are not liking the videos are really hurting my channel, seriously. Please like the video. It's not hard. It's free. All right? It doesn't take nothing from you. So like the videos. All right, let's carry on.
The same conversation that we had. It's all one conversation. And everyone's like manipulative and stuff like that. I'm not trying to manipulate someone I didn't speak to for 1 month. I'm honestly just happy to talk to this person to figure out everything, all the questions I had, all the feelings I had. So I was emotional.
Toll was taken on you, know, and I was not the love. Thank you for everything. I know you gave me everything. I'm sorry for everything. I'll be okay. Don't worry about me. I love you. Don't want to text me anymore. I say, answer your message. I thought of everything. I appreciate you, and I say I'll be rooting for you from afar. Okay. Now, good message, right? While we were talking during this period, she was really trying to set up meetings, which I think she tried to set up like 2 or 3, and I kept saying no every time.
Abba, that is not true either. We were trying to see each other. Abba, February, when we had reconnected, after that phone call that he's playing, we decided to move forward February to get closure, to wrap things up if needed to see if anything can even possibly be resolved. Were we talking couple-ish? Yes. Were we wanting to see each other? Yes. I have that here. Abba, This is February 10th to February 13th. He tells me he's going to see me. So why is he telling you guys that I'm just always trying to see him? Sorry, I gotta chill. I gotta chill out of the way.
So basically, she's saying Abba is lying, yeah, that he's trying to make out that she was chasing him when really and truly he was trying to see her as well. So that's another lie that she's saying Abba is trying to spit out.
It was just kind of frustrating watching this. And then the other thing was like, I'm asking you to do counseling. Okay, so then we had like talked about counseling, and this is like, yeah, me being like, I don't feel safe because of everything that happened and like how he can react on the phone call, which I'll be showing. But oh yeah, and so we weren't really together because we were talking about counseling, and he makes it sound like, oh, this message is from March, so he's making it seem like I am talking about this. So everything's just, the timeline's all switched. It's to create a different narrative. I don't know why he did this. I thought that this is very unfair. And again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the narrative is completely changed. Me contacting everybody, me committing suicide, me wanting to just only see him. That I kept changing my mind back and forth about the baby because I just wanted to do that. And like, if there was no reason for it, Abba can be very venomous. Text messages that I pulled up. I mean, I already showed you the stuff he'd say about like my mom, and he was constantly telling me like, fuck you, you killed the baby. He would always like use the baby against me, and he knew how much it hurt me at the time. And then he would always say like, you're doing this fake suicide thing, and then he used the suicide as if I did it while he was trying to break up with me. I went there if I was like killing the baby, or sorry, I only went there when he would say that I was like offing the baby, or like, you already killed the baby. I promise you again, he's not going to be able to pull up any proof of me doing that because of a breakup. It's making me look completely manipulative. I got to that state of mind because I was already feeling low about having the abortion, thinking about the abortion. Do I seem perfect there? Do I seem a little unstable there? Yes, I'm pregnant.
You're not a little unstable. You're very unstable. You're extremely unstable. And he should have cut off from you from the first 3 weeks, bruh. As soon as you start talking about you're not ready mentally and all of this, bruh, and you're not trying to date, he should have just cut off, block, and kept it like that and kept it moving, bruh. Like, he saw you, you know, you're a Filipino woman, attractive, nice body. I've seen her body because I've seen the Instagram page. That we still need to address your secret Instagram page. You need to address that, yeah. But yeah. So, yeah, he was lusting after this woman, bro, even though she was obviously unstable mentally and crazy and bringing stress and headache. Yeah, and that's where he was messing up. He fucked up.
With someone 4 months in, and I'm not sure about him, and things are super rocky, and he gets very angry. He gets very upset. He says the worst things. Okay, so he talks about this, and this is important.
Myself in our relationship, and I realize I have a hard time being myself with you. I don't want to go back there. I know you don't want me there. Still, I want to support you from afar. I wrote that last time, right? You definitely want me there, but it doesn't matter. I will always support you from afar. I learned so much from our relationship, and I know how.
I don't know why he keeps saying it like I'm just like all over him. He wanted to meet up also. There was a point in February. Oh, sorry, wrong one. There was a point in.
Personally, like, I don't even think she liked him that much, bro. I'm just being real. I don't think she actually liked him that much. I think that he was thirsty for her. He was lusting after her. I don't even think he loved her. He didn't love her, right? He just liked what he saw. Yeah, attractive Filipino woman, and that's it, bro. But besides that, you know, it was, yeah. This wasn't no deep relationship connection, blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like I showed you that he had booked flights to see me. That was February.
And we had things on good terms, in my opinion.
Apparently not, bro.
I know. But there's a message.
And I will tell you why we didn't end up on good terms, which was the catalyst to this entire thing.
Okay, because you guys are going to see, like, I sent a message that says, hey, I know you haven't pressured me at all. I pressured you concerned. I thought about seeing you many times, thought about us together, but in the end, I can't bring myself to do it. Now, how much I love you, I lost myself in our relationship, and I realized I have a hard time being myself with you. I don't want to go back there. I know you don't want me there. Still, I want to support you from afar. I wrote that last time, right? You definitely want me there, but it doesn't matter. I will always support you from afar. I learned so much from our relationship, and I know how good your heart is, okay? I talked about her the exact same way. You know, here she is, happy birthday in advance. I'll be thinking about you on the day. She sent me this like months in advance before my birthday. I'm sorry for coming off inconsiderate or insulting or insensitive on the call. You're right, I was. My heart's been debilitating, heavy. It was selfish of me, and you gave me everything. I'm sorry for everything. I'll be okay, don't worry about me. I love you, don't want to text me anymore. I said, hey, I saw your message. I thought of everything. Appreciate you, and I said, I'll be reading for you from afar. Okay. Now, good message, right? While we were
Okay, so those messages were the last messages in March. Everything was good in March. We were able to have like a mutual respectful relationship, which I actually felt like I tried to fight for really hard. I had broken up with Abba, and of course he wasn't happy with it. He tried to understand me. Towards the end of the relationship, I did go through a period of like the bargaining stage of grief, and I was like, oh, maybe we can be back together. And then he was like, no. But again, like that was me being emotional, and I was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. It's not reasonable. That's what I'm saying in that message. Like, I know, like it might seem insensitive, like for me to even ask that as like, you know, we're moving on.
talking during this period, she was really trying to set up meetings, which I think she tried to set up like 2 or 3, and I kept saying no every time.
During the month of February 10th, he sets up the appointment, or he sets up the flight. Hey, San Francisco. Oh, right here, San Francisco is March 26th. I don't think I have other stuff, but he's making it seem like I'm trying to do all of the meeting up. There was a point where, like, after we had reconnected, I did want to see him. I'm not gonna lie, despite all the BS that was going on, you still have this love for this person, and I did want to see him. And he booked an appointment for, like, around the time of Valentine's Day, and then the day before he just unbooked it, or he canceled it, because I was saying like, hey, you know, like sometimes you get really mean, and sometimes you get really, like sometimes I get scared of you, and to be honest, that's how I felt, and he hated that, but he couldn't see why I felt that way, which was one of the reasons why I broke up with him. And so now, the month of February was a lot of back and forth.
So why didn't you just stop talking? This is one of the, oh my God, this is so stupid. Why didn't you just stop talking? If you were so scared of him and he talks mean and blah, 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 and you had an abortion for him and all of this crap, like, why didn't you just stop talking to him? This is just stupid. Like, this whole part 2 surviving Abba video is stupid. Like, this is the fact that you even came to social media in the first place is stupid. It was unnecessary. Like, you're trying to assassinate his character and it's not working, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You're just making yourself an unstable personality online. That's all.
There's a lot of like tension. It's kind of the same cycle as it was before. But you can't say that I was just trying to meet up all the time. I was upset when he canceled the flights, but this is so wrong. Here he sends me this picture, and I'm like, of his flight, and then I'm like super excited. February.
And I canceled on screen. She told me something that was very interesting. You guys remember how she presented herself as the first Christian woman? Very demure, very chill.
You said to me,
You know, you see her Instagram, like, very chill. So, like, this is the person, she would never court the attention of another man. If another man approaches her, blah, 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 all this other stuff. She was, like, overcompensating. And she was very territorial and jealous. And to give you guys some context.
I wasn't overcompensating. I said that I am defensive over my relationship, and I was not territorial or compensating. There was one girl that he followed, which was like an Asian girl that was like twerking. I never asked him to unfollow this Dominican girl that he's going to talk about.
If you guys go to my Instagram, I follow like 40 people, okay? Most of them did.
He's exaggerating this also.
Influencers or artists or my
Sorry. If there's any other proof of me being territorial or jealous, please show that.
family members.
but not me.
Not him, yeah. So you're not an artist, a family member, or, you know. So,
Our friend. Asian man.
I don't think it's a good look. I just don't think it's appropriate. Still do. Why am I laughing? The whole time this lady had a Facebook, Instagram, but she was like following hundreds of dudes.
Okay. I was not following hundreds of dudes. This Instagram that he is talking about is my personal Instagram.
No, he said on Facebook you're following loads of dudes. He said on Facebook.
You guys all saw last night. This Instagram was...
Look, I see 2 Instagram accounts there, bruv. 2. So yes, you had your main Instagram account. You had a second secret one, bruv. Yes.
He just tried to make me look so horrible. And it was just a lot of exaggeration. And, you know, maybe people... And I know I'm not going to get as much traction on this, but I follow 260 people. And as a normal person, you're going to follow your high school guy friends. I don't even follow... I think the only, like, podcast person I follow is, like, Ruslan. But these are all my friends.
Okay? Again, I still can't. The hypocrisy pisses me off. It's not.
He's talking...
Yeah, all her male friends. Why is the whole list of people that you follow all male friends? All your friends from high school guys. What? Why would you, as a woman, a Christian woman, a decent woman, how come all you're following on your second IG page are all guys? That is so weird. Why have you got 2 Instagrams anyway? Because neither of them are doing any kind of business. Neither of them is a business page. You've got 2 personal Instagram pages. One is all the guys following you are guys from high school. Okay.
About the Instagram now, and he says a lot of horrible things about it.
This live is gonna be public for a while.
He says a lot of horrible things about it, about my new Instagram. I'm going to tell you why I started this Instagram. I started this Instagram after I got my abortion, a week after I got my abortion. I was in the Bay Area at the time, and
hold on. She started this new Instagram a week after she had the abortion. A week after you having an abortion, you think, you know what? Let me start a new Instagram page since I've moved and I'm living in a new area. Let me start a new Instagram page a week after my abortion. Bruh, you can't make this up, bro.
I lived in the Bay Area at the time, so I didn't really have friends. I don't have family up there. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to try something new and post archery and stuff like that. I let Abba know. The way Abba wants to interpret it, he's going to interpret it that way. I blocked everybody off this because it can be kind of like embarrassing almost if it like doesn't go well. I started January 31st. Ab and I started talking again February. My February posts were everything here. And he's saying I'm cheating on him because I posted these things, and he didn't want to show this.
But why would you post this straight after having an abortion? I don't understand. Why would you be posting these kind of things? And hold on, let's pull it back a sec. Let's pull it back.
Embarrassing almost if it like doesn't go well.
Why would you be embarrassed if your Instagram page doesn't go well? Why do you care? Like, you're not an influencer. Like, why do you care? See, this is the thing. A lot of these women, all they care about is attention, and they want attention from guys, bro. You've just had an abortion and you're worried about your second Instagram page going well. Oh my days, bro. You literally are just exposing yourself. Just let them talk, bro. Just let them talk. You've just had an abortion. And you saying that this abortion's made you feel all these kind of different emotions and blah, blah, blah. And you just broke up with this guy, you know, and now you've got to move to a new area. And because you don't have no friends in that area, your first thought is to make a new Instagram page. What? To attract new friends, yeah? You're going to make friends through Instagram. Yeah, okay.
I started January 31st.
By posting stuff like this. This is how you're going to get new friends in the Bay Area. Friends. What kind of friends, bro?
And I started talking again February. My February posts were everything here. And he's saying I'm cheating on him because I posted these.
No, you're not cheating. You're advertising. What does it say? This is what 135 pounds looks like at 5'2". Why would you post this with your cleavage popping through your hoodie and you're in the, like, just let them talk, bro. You're new to the area, so you start posting this. Who do you think is going to be hyper focused on looking at stuff like this? It's going to be dicks.
These things, and he didn't want to show this one, and he was like,
this is going to attract dicks, if you didn't know. So maybe you wasn't cheating, but it looks like you're advertising though.
He said on this one that I turned around and showed my ass. I didn't. This was
it doesn't matter if you're not turning around to show your ass. You just had an abortion, fam. What are you like, oh, because you didn't turn around and show your backside to everyone, so that means that there's nothing sketchy about this. This whole Instagram page is sketchy. You're advertising to strange dicks, whether you like it or not. This is what women seem to just not understand this. When you go on Instagram and you show yourself in tight outfits and showing off your curves in provocative stuff like that, you are advertising to strange men on the internet. That's what you're doing, bro. All right? So I don't know what the confusion is.
Me in my uniform. I'm not a nurse, I'm something else, but archery. This. And then he said that I had archived a post. The reason I had archived a post was because he told me, show me the ones. But he's saying that I archived a post. Anyways, you're not going to understand it. He can point it out. But he told me to show him what I did on February, because that's when we were talking, right? These were all the posts. I had
Someone in the chat said I'm giving ABBA too much grace. Absolutely not, bro. I said it before. I think that it's ironic that this is happening to ABBA, since ABBA has made it his business to call red pill YouTubers dweebs and dorks and losers and incels and all of this kind of stuff. And now it's come back full circle to bite him. Now a woman that he was involved with has now turned to the internet to try and destroy his character. And I think it's very, very ironic. And I think that from this point forward, he really shouldn't come out and start saying anything about you red pillars are dorks and blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, bruh, a lot of the talking points that you hear from red pill content creators is happening to you right now, bruv. It's happening to you right here. Right? And by the way she's talking about you, ABBA, it sounds like you actually have quite a red pill mindset anyway. Because you don't seem too happy about her Instagram page where she's showing herself off. And even in your reaction video, you said if her initial Instagram page looked like this, you would never have dated her. Why? Because she's dressed kind of provocative. She looks like she's advertising for attention from random men on the internet. That is a red pill talking point, bro. So really and truly, I'm just calling it as it is. I'm not giving either of them grace. I'm just calling a spade, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's it, really. Anyway.
Archived this one, which was March 2nd.
Damn.
And
I can't lie. She's got a little figure on her, though. Can't lie, still.
And I had archived it because honestly it was like a little sexy, to be honest, but it was but not to hide it from him. I had archived it at the time, and this one was my last February one. He had asked me, show me all the ones that you did in February, and so that's what I sent him a screenshot of, and he was like, oh no, you're a liar. That's what he's talking about in the video. This Instagram was actually the catalyst of why, if you listen to his
Yeah, I don't mind. Raw and uncut, no editing, nothing. Like you did her. You're hurt, and you're going to regret it later. And you're hurt, and you're going to. Thank you very much, Donald. So the members get their questions answered first.
My question is, ABBA, on a real life level, do you think she would have dealt with you if you wasn't ABBA from ABBA and Preach 2 million subscriber YouTube channel? Do you get what I'm saying? Because she's talking about she had second thoughts about you, and she's saying that she didn't want to be with you, and you know, all of this kind of stuff, and blah blah blah. And yeah, bruh, she painting you out to be a horrible guy and blah blah blah. And now she's taken to YouTube to try and expose you, bro. She didn't really like you, bro. She's just saying all of this stuff. That's crazy.
The members are the most important. The members.
Golden member. It's a penis.
I'm sorry. How do you feel about her reaching out to content creators to try to paint a narrative? That really rubbed you the wrong way. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Okay, that was Watts. His name is Watts. I'm going to show you what I sent to Watts. So before getting into this, I didn't know if I wanted to get into it. I reached out to 3 content creators. Watts was one of them. And
wow. So she reached out to 3 content creators. Why though? All right. Why? What would make you go to YouTube and then think, oh, you know what? I'm going to talk to these random content creators, these guys that I don't know in real life. They're strangers, and I'm going to go and start talking about ABBA to them. Why would you do that? See, that's a very bad mind thing to do. It says a lot about your character. Because ABBA never mentioned you online. He never said anything about you online. Nobody knew about you online. I didn't know who you was till 2 days ago.
And this is my conversation with Watts. And I wanted to pay for his opinion, but it wasn't to paint a narrative. I genuinely wanted an opinion for the people who knew the personality of ABBA. So not sure what happened, but I was like, hey, sorry, I deleted because I keep going back and forth on how much I wanted to share. I did want to compensate you for your time. I'm not trying to like just have...
Let's read what you said, because you're just talking really fast. All right? So, not sure what happened, but didn't see what you said. And she wrote, hey, sorry, I deleted... Hold on, I need to get closer because I can't see it properly. It says, hey, sorry, I deleted because I keep going back and forth on how much I wanted to share. I did want to compensate you for your time if you helped me. I would probably need around 1.5 of your hours, an hour and a half of your time. I said something lower earlier, but I really need a thoughtful response and feel it's worth more. Would 300 be good for an hour and a half to 2 hours of your time to just review some things I am unsure of it. If I wanted it to go out publicly with what I experienced, or if I even have enough evidence. I was Abba's ex-girlfriend from Abba and Preach. And then Watts wrote, question, why come to me specifically? Exactly! Why? Why, bruv? Exactly, bruv. The Watts guy kept it real. Why are you coming to me with this? Why? Because in essence, when you go to these content creators with your story, even if you're paying them for their opinion, you are exposing personal information. So now they know this information and they can do what they want to do with that information. Just because you asked and said that you was going to pay means nothing. It means nothing. And somebody in the chat said, because he covers Abba and Preach. So what? He doesn't know these people personally, bruv. If you go, listen, if you know somebody in real life and then you go to a random content creator that makes reaction videos about them, bro, I'm sorry, you're trying to cause trouble, fam. There's no other explanation.
People spend time on me, especially if I'm making them watch like 20-minute videos, you know? I probably need about 1.5 hours of your time. I said something earlier. You can kind of read it there. I'm sure if I want to go out with this publicly, okay, why me specifically? I subscribe to...
Why wouldn't you just ask people that you know and trust in your own personal life? People who are impartial, who are level-headed and logical, and ask them, do you think that this is a smart move? Do you think that this is a logical thing to do? Do you think that I may want to fall back? No, you go and ask random strangers on the internet because they make reaction videos. This is stupid, bruv. This is dumb. I'm sorry. There's no reasoning for this part. Like, and I think it's weird that guys are trying to make this sound like it makes sense for her to do this. It doesn't. All right.
Your channel, and I've seen you cover their stuff. And I said, oh, and I'm not asking you to advocate for me. I just want an opinion. I sent him it like a week later whenever I finish. And then he says whatever he says. He says not to post it. I still post it. And thanks for watching.
So you paid for this guy's time to watch the video, and the guy, first of all, the guy said, this Watts TV guy said, why are you even asking me for my opinion? Then he watched the video, and then he told you not to post it, and then you still posted it. What the fuck what is wrong with you? He told you not to post it, fam. And he was right, because this little saga, this part 1 and part 2 surviving Abba is actually very, very stupid, bro. It's backfired. It hasn't worked out how you thought it was gonna work. Like all that this has done is shown why red pill talking points are actually quite accurate, bro. That's all it's really showed. Like it's discredited Abba in terms of his take on red pill talking points about dealing with women. It's discredited him in that sense, but apart from that, you haven't really done much damage to his reputation at all. You got pregnant for him, and he said let's have the kid. And he even said, yeah, boom, I would rather be in a situation where I could see the kid all the time and be married. You're the one that said you didn't want to have it. You're the one that went back and forth to the clinic. You're the one that had a secret IG page a week after you got an abortion. You're the one that went to content creators and started asking them for their opinion and started talking about his personal life. Bro, like, this is stupid, fam. This is ridiculous.
And yes, I did not expect you to talk about it for content. I wouldn't ask that. I reached out initially for an opinion, which you gave me, so thanks for that. I came in knowing what people are going to wonder who I am and what Abba's was and all that stuff. And I thought it was...
No, we're not going to skip all that stuff. We're not going to skip all that stuff. Hold on, yeah? So what said, I appreciate you feeling... After what's told you, do not post this video, yeah? Then, and remember, this is a guy that does videos about them. This is a guy that does reaction videos to them, and even he said, don't post this video, bruv. Which you still went and did it. And he said, I appreciate you feeling some level of trust with me when it comes to this info, but I would really take everything that I said into consideration. And she wrote, hi, yes, thanks for watching. And yes, I did not expect you to talk about this for content. I wouldn't ask that. I reached out initially for an opinion. Blood, he's a reaction video YouTuber. You giving him this information, you cannot think, why would you not think that he's going to make videos about this? Abba's ex-girlfriend who was pregnant reached out to me and sent me a video saying this. Like, really and truly, he was within his rights to go and do that, because that's the ammunition you gave him, bro. Anyway, she goes on to write, I reached out initially for an opinion which you gave me, so thanks for that. I came in knowing people are going to wonder who I am and what is going on, to wonder and what Abba's side was. I thought about everything you mentioned before, even thinking to share this, and I wouldn't go out with these if I knew Abba would have anything to use to refute. I understand what you're saying though. There's a third, I know I'm reading this really funny, but it's because the writing's really small and I can't really see it. But anyway, there's a third short video regarding the cheating statement that would come full circle. We had broken off completely. I waited until my emotions settled. I'm grieving the abortion, but you're grieving the abortion, but you made an Instagram video, an Instagram page with you in gym clothes, dresses, and just doing all sorts of nonsense with only guys following you. Bruh, I'm sorry, I just can't take this woman serious anymore. Yeah, but anyway, I'm grieving the abortion, but I am not hurt about the breakup. I will take everything you said into consideration. Thanks again. Bruh, you writing all of this stuff to a guy you don't even know. This guy, What's TV, you don't know this guy from anywhere. See how dangerous it is when you talking with women, when you're dealing with women, you letting women know personal things about you. This just goes to show, again, Abba, this whole situation you're in literally reinforces a lot of red pill talking points. You know, the same guys that you say are dorks and dweebs, this situation's reinforcing the talking points. Because I'm sure you don't see yourself as a dork or a dweeb or an incel. But guess what? It's happened to you, bro. And I can say this very, very confidently because everybody knows I'm not no dork or dweeb. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows I'm definitely not no incel, bro. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows I've got energy the same way I've got energy to talk about what women do wrong. I've got the same energy. I punch guys in the face. Everybody knows that, bruv. Yeah? And the fact of the matter is that, bro, when you're dealing with women, it's dangerous. This woman here has gone with your intimate situation with her to a random guy on the internet and blabbed everything. And that's it. And let's get the likes up on the video. Half of you could like the video right now. Half of you watching could like the video right now.
Disrespectful. I was not trying to paint a narrative with him. I wanted an honest opinion. I don't think I was like, hey, like, can you do this? I wasn't trying to attack. You know, I didn't go in it like being like, hey, I'm going to pay you if you can do this.
Bro, it's loser. It's loser thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't know if that's much.
I'm not. It's just disappointing. You care about somebody, you try to go things with a good foot forward, and to find out they're doing all this other stuff, it's like, you're hurt, and you're going to regret it later, and you're going to realize how stupid you look.
Okay. So this gets me upset also. You're hurt. You try to leave it off with a good foot. Remember I told you there was a catalyst to why I decided to do any of this in the first place. And that was because of Abba. When he found that Instagram, I already gave you feedback. I gave you feedback on the reason why I started it. And he's talking about me cheating on him He said I cheated on him because I made that Instagram and that I hid it from him. I never hid it from him. Remember, he was saying that I told him it was about archery, but I don't want to show it to anybody yet. I have everyone blocked off of it. I don't know how I can show proof. I can say, like, I had everyone blocked off of it. But I don't think that's important because he's saying, like...
Yes, it is important. You said everyone was blocked on the page, but you've got loads of people following you on the page. You're following people on the page. You've got posts on the page. And 90% of the posts that I saw, nothing to do with archery. I saw one video to do with archery. What are you talking about? It is important. You're saying that everyone was blocked on the page, but it's obviously they wasn't, bro. And yeah, you can't prove that because it's probably not true.
I don't want to show him. He, you know, with how much he exaggerated everything, I think you can kind of believe him saying, like, I never showed it to him, didn't want to show it to him. I had everyone blocked off of it. So 3 weeks after we say our goodbyes, which was on good terms, and he just said, you try to leave everything off with a good foot. He says, I wake up to a ton of messages. And he's saying, I'm sure you'd suck dick if ChatGPT told me to, loser, grow the fuck up. If chat told, oh, there you go. IG messages, which I'm going to go through right now. He calls me pathetic and I'm a pathological liar. And he's saying I cheated on him. And the only reason why he's saying I'm cheating on him is because I made that Instagram. The month of February, we were still trying to see where things went. And we weren't official. He had canceled many flights. Were we trying to see each other? Yes. We were couple-ish, but it was still very rocky. It was very complicated during that time. And you know what? Say we were together. I don't think that this would be cheating. Number one, he did say that I told him about it. He's saying that I didn't want to show him specifically. I didn't want to show anybody because it was a new page.
It wasn't a new page. You had loads of followers, bruv. What are you talking about? It wasn't a... Bruh, hold on, man. Because she keeps saying it's a new page and everyone's blocked, yeah? Let's see. Let's see, bruv. She's just saying anything, bruv. Hold on. There's 20.5 thousand followers and she follows 36 people. How is that a new page? How is that blocked? Everyone's blocked.
And post archery and stuff like that. I let Abba know. The way Abba wants to interpret it, he's going to interpret it that way. I blocked everybody off this because it can be kind of like embarrassing almost if it like doesn't go well. I started.
She at 20. Look, that post has got 5,956 likes on it, bro. Fam, what are you talking about? Look, this has got all the flames, heart eyes, and all those stupid emojis, bro. This post here had 6,099 likes under that post. So you're talking about it's a new page that everyone's blocked. How? I don't, bruh, she's just chatting shit.
Pathological liar, and he's saying I cheated on him. And the only reason why he's saying I'm cheating on him is because I made that Instagram. The month of February, we were still trying to see where things went. And we weren't official. He had canceled many flights. Were we trying to see each other? Yes. We were couple-ish, but it was still very rocky. It was very complicated during that time. And you know what? Say we were together. I don't think that this would be cheating. Number one, he did say that I told him about it. He's saying that I didn't want to show him specifically. I didn't want to show anybody because it was a new page.
It's not a new page.
He's calling me whore here. He's calling me slut.
You're not. It's not technically cheating, but you're definitely advertising. You said that you made this page a week after having an abortion for the man. You literally just had an abortion for the man a week ago. Then the first thing you do, you go and move to a new area and then start a new Instagram page, and all these thirsty guys are leaving you heart eyes, and you're liking all their comments, fam. And you're so invested in making sure that this is some successful page. You got over 20,000 followers on there, bruh. Bruh, this life, this world, bruh, is mad. You gotta be careful the women you deal with, bruv. A lot of them live in some weird delusional reality, bro.
And I'm going to post the entire thread at the end. And when you read this, or maybe I'm going to post it on my shorts. When you read this, he's going to sound very convincing. And he's going to say that I was jealous like he did here. He's going to say that I hid it from him, which I didn't hide it from him. If that proof needs to be pulled up, okay. And he's saying like,
Show the proof that you didn't hide it from him. Show the proof. Don't just say it quickly and then move on. Show proof that you didn't hide that page from him.
You're a cheating whore. You know what? I won't do this thing. Call me like. If you feel bad, feel free to resend every penny I spent. Every penny spent on your whoring self. And then he's just like, just send me my money. You'll always have panic and anxiety attacks. And if you read this, our dynamic was always this: him getting really upset, which I'm trying to illustrate for you guys, and then me saying like stuff like this: I love you to this day, I think about you. One thing I realize though is that you will always laugh and make me feel like I deserve pain. So many instances I've just begged you not to block me or believe me, and I look so pathetic. I love you and I always will. I believed you now that you just like to see me like this. And you can read stuff like that. And he's also saying that I was cheating on him because I was commenting on the post. And one thing,
because she's just skipping through like all this dialogue, she's skipping through it, just skimming over it, just to talk about the bit she wants to talk about.
You're gonna see here is he keeps on sending me the same exact message over and over again of me hearting stuff and saying that I'm doing this for attention. And one thing I keep
yes, because you are doing it for attention. Yes, you are, bro. Like, yes, every single one of these women that post provocative pictures in tight dresses, tight gym clothes, lingerie, swimsuits, or just all of that kind of stuff is for attention, bro. It's for attention. You want likes, you want views. Otherwise, you wouldn't post it. So just keep it real, all right? Oh, I just post it, but I don't want no one to look. Then why are you posting it then? Attention is your currency.
I think here's another thing to hiding IG, where she talks about random men and posts slutty pictures for attention. The Instagram wasn't completely whorish or slutty. Am I flirting with the camera a bit?
It wasn't completely, only a little bit. Just let them talk, bro.
Yes, I am. But he's like, you're a cheater. And then I block him here. I'm like, I'm blocking you. And I'm constantly just like, I don't deserve this. This is the final time I was like, I'm standing up for myself. We had a conversation on Facebook that you just see me being, I'm always saying sorry. I'm always like saying,
oh yeah, and why are you not showing your Facebook? Because he said you're following loads of men on Facebook. That's what he initially said. He said you follow loads of guys on Facebook. So why are you not showing the receipts from Facebook then?
Sorry for things that I didn't do wrong, but it's just to calm everything down and de-escalate. And honestly, I kind of look like a little bitch a little bit, to be honest. I probably didn't have backbone. Is it embarrassing for me to say? It is embarrassing for me to say. Do I want everyone to know that? No. But the dynamic is when Abba escalated, he became a certain way. And look, he's just like, you quit, you lied, you cheated. And posting the same pictures. And in these pictures, I send this picture. Oh, sorry, you can't see it, but I send this picture of like a guy sending me a DM. And I tell my friend like, oh, I'm not interested. I'm still paying reverence to the relationship with Abba. And then I also show him a screenshot saying like, I'm not really interested in this stuff. And he said,
but you just had an abortion. Why would you even be posting anything? You just had an abortion, which is a very, very traumatic experience. Yeah, your relationship with the guy that you was pregnant for is rocky or on the way to breaking up. Why would you be thinking about Instagram page and who's DMing you, bro? Like, what? Oh my God, bro. This is what I'm saying. Done out here.
Sending me the same pictures, but he's constantly calling me a whore. And then I send him this really long thing. I'm gonna post this so you guys can get the hint of what I experienced, and I'll post that at the end. This wasn't supposed to be my second video. I did want to address it, and I didn't want it to be tit for tat. I didn't want it to be like he said, she said, but they really tried to paint me in this narrative like I'm manipulative and I'm crazy and that I lied about everything and that I really wanted to be with Abba, but then I like cheated on him with creating this Instagram. Again, that month of February, we weren't together, but even if we were together, is that cheating?
Are you crazy? Yes. In my opinion, you are crazy. You're very unstable. Very. Maybe it's because of what you said, your mum used to abuse you and whatever. So that has led to you having some mental instability. Yes, your sister is, near death experience on, I don't know, whatever's going on with there. That's had an effect on you as well. You just don't seem to be a very stable person. You go back and forth. You flip-flop, fickle, capricious. Yeah. And then, and then you taken to Instagram to start advertising on Instagram. I'm sorry, a week after you have an abortion. I'm sorry, this is This is not a good look. This is not good for you. You should not have come to social media and you should never have made these videos. But you did it anyway, even though What's TV told you not to, bruv. Crazy.
Saying it was a message on ChatGPT talking about like ways to push your pictures into the algorithm and or your stuff into the algorithm, and it said comment on all of the comments.
Now she's blaming ChatGPT, bruv. Now she's blaming ChatGPT because that's why she responded to every comment on her secret Instagram page. Because all she was worried about is growing this Instagram page and getting engagement and getting likes and followers and growing this Instagram page. Bro, you was a week out from abortion. Why do you care about this stupid Instagram page? This is sad, bro. This is sad. This is sad. You're so bruh, do you understand how tapped that is? Now you're blaming ChatGPT. Oh, God.
I kept sending this screenshot to Abba too, so like he knows, like, and he's a content creator. He should understand how the algorithm works. And he kept.
But you're not a content creator though. You've just decided to be a content creator after having an abortion from Abba and Preach. You're not a content creator, bro. You literally just post pictures and videos of yourself in dresses and gym clothes. Like what? Bro, this is ridiculous, bro.
I kept sending him screenshots about like how to push your picture into that, or your reels into the algorithm. It says to respond to every comment. So there's like 100 comments and I'm responding hearts and okays or like laughing emojis to everything. And then I wake up to all of these messages once again, calling me a whore, calling me pathetic, telling me to grow the fuck up, telling me I'm a slut. And I'm just, this was my experience with him. This was the last straw.
It's not a good look that you have an abortion for a man and then a week later you start a brand new IG page posting hot girl summer type content, bro. I'm a hot girl. I'm the new hot girl in the area. Everybody look at my stuff. And then your heart eyes in liking every comment from all these thirsty guys on the internet. I'm sorry. It's not a good look. I don't see how you don't understand that.
I was like, I can't be treated like this anymore. And I know regarding the pregnancy, the pregnancy is going to go either way. I talked about the pregnancy because people didn't really know how I felt about it. Well, which was like, again,
what people? What do you mean people didn't know how you felt about it? Fam, nobody knew who you was 2 days ago. Nobody knew who you was. So what people were you trying to reach out to about the pregnancy? You literally have made a video to put out there to strangers. Because you wanted strangers to know about what happened between you and Abba from Abba and Preach. Like, you had no reason to come to the public. And that's why when you reached out to What's TV, he told you not to go and put this video out there, and you put it out there. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking absolute crap. And it doesn't matter whether people like Abba or don't like Abba. What this woman's done is stupid. It's ridiculous.
He said I was toxic. Consider Abba probably being toxic too. Just consider it. Please just consider that.
Even if Abba is toxic as well, and I'm sure he is toxic as well. I'm sure the persona he puts online is different from how he is when it's just you and him. But guess what? He didn't go and make it public and start talking about you to the internet. He didn't put your face on the internet. He didn't start saying anything about you on the internet. You did that. So, like, bruh, at the end of the day, bruv, like, I don't know. I just think this was really a bad move. And at the end of the day, yeah, you might be a trending topic right now, but you're going to fade into the atmosphere very soon because no one's going to care about what you got to say later on. No one's going to care. And that's just the facts. And the things you did say about Abba, yeah, he may have acted like a simp here and there, or he might have taken some L's and blah, 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 or made some bad decisions, but really nothing really that deep. He hasn't really done anything really that deep to you. So no one's going to care. In a month, no one's going to even remember. So this was just dumb. All you've done is made your face more infamous. And guys are going to know, raw, like, this is a woman that's probably unstable and I probably shouldn't take seriously. That's all that's going to happen. That's all that's happening right now.
You know, if someone says like their ex is completely crazy, is it that their ex is completely crazy, or are they making them that way, or are they the toxic one? I never said that Abba was toxic in my first video. I said there were things that he did that I even shied away from, but I didn't say Abba was completely crazy. I was bringing it into light, but I know that small detail, that small incident of the incident of the Instagram was like a stupid reason to want to bring this forward. But when I tell you that's how Abba treated me all the time for like little things, and how he would call me certain things all the time, I just had to.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I just don't believe her. I don't believe her. You came to the internet because he didn't like the fact that you had a secret Instagram page with 20,000 followers, most of them men, heart-eyesing and writing thirsty comments to you, and you're posting all of these kind of tight clothes, tight outfits, videos, yeah? You're heart-eyesing and liking all their comments, and you started this Instagram page a week after having an abortion for the man. What did you expect him to be like? Did you think he was going to get the pom-poms out and start doing a cheerleader routine for you? What are you talking about? This woman's chatting absolute shit.
Stand up for myself. And that's what the truth is. How come the truth is, it's like, how come Abba can't be held to the same standard? People are telling me why I'm putting my stuff out there. And truly, it's just to stand up for myself. I experienced something with Abba that was not okay. I feel like he treated me very wrong in a lot of ways, and I tried so hard to leave it with mutual respect. And then I wake up 3 weeks later to just once again him talking to me like this, all that stuff. Yeah, but you guys only saw 20 minutes of it. You guys saw 2 hours of Abba. I was saying I'm human in this too, and I know Abba is also, but he did fabricate and lie a lot on stream.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay then. Bruv. I'm not hearing that, bruh. I'm not hearing it, bruv. I just think she's chatting shit. Bruh. Hey, you lot, like, let me know what you lot think. Like, do you think she's chatting shit? I just don't believe nothing she's got to say. Like, that part 2 was very, very weak. She put all lies and blah, 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 and surviving Abba part 2. And, bro, he survived you, bruv. Libby. He survived you and he got away. He's very, very lucky. Very, very fortunate. Like, very, very fortunate. God just blessed him to get away. Because if he had the kid with you, it would have, you would have ruined his life, bro. 100%. And she's one of them types that she'll ruin your life, but with a soft voice. With a soft voice. She's not gonna scream and shout and da-da-da-da-da. Nah, she's just gonna ruin your life softly, bruv. With a nice, soft voice and calm demeanor and ruin your life. Press 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Calm. Ruin your life calmly. Stress you out calmly. Headache calmly, bro. Lucky. He's very fortunate, bro. And the last thing I want to say, Abba and Preach, stop talking about raw red pill content creators are dorks and dweebs and everything they say is stupid and they can't deal with women in real life and blah, blah, blah. Stop saying these things because now it's happened to you. You are exhibit A now. All right? Like, and I'm not even saying I'm red pill. I'm just saying I'm a guy in the real world that's dealt with a lot of women since the age of 13 all the way up to this day, Deontay Wilder voice, bro. And I've had a lot of different women, different backgrounds. Yeah? And you notice the patterns. and you notice that, bro, a lot of them are crazy, and a lot of them, you can't really trust them 100%, bro. Even no matter how many nuts you bust with them, no matter how many times they tell you they love you, yeah, as soon as they get angry with you, spiteful, now they want to try and ruin you. Now they want to go and tell the whole world about your personal life and everything, bro. Like, that's just the way it is. Anyway, with that being said, you lot, make sure you all like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you're watching all my videos, like this video, hype the video as well, press the hype on the video as well, make sure you do that. But make sure you like the video, leave a comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel and all of that. And yeah, guys, be careful the women you're dealing with, man. It's treacherous out here. Anyway, with that being said, you lot signing out. I'm out. Peace.